What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Series 11. So, this is a very cool team that I've put together. Huge shout outs to Poppy for actually getting this team together for me on cart. I was going to, and then over the weekend, I just had a ton of stuff come up where I wasn't able to. So, huge shout outs to Poppy. Thank you so much, my dude. And let's get to it. So, we are playing Choice Scarf Calyrex are restricted. The big reason is because I don't like losing speed ties with Calyrex, and I think that with Choice Scarf, you are able to outpace a bunch of the format. We are modest, meaning that we don't outpace Tailwind Kyogre, which is something that could be important. But we also have, because we are modest, we make up for the lack of Life Orb on Calyrex in a way. We get to pair that with Gothitelle here to have Helping Hand and Fake Out support, as well as just like random Expanding Force damage if we need to. What's really interesting is because we have Calyrex here, as weird as it sounds, Calyrex is still one of the main Dynamax targets for this team. You typically want to get like one boost, and then you can Dynamax and fire off huge Astral Barrages or Max Mindstorms, even Max Quakes, which will then let you live extra hits. And it's really cool how this team works. If your opponent brings out Incineroar in front of you, well, you can just Max Quake them, and that'll pick up the KO 95% of the time, if not more. I think in the calcs that Carl did for me, Max Quake off of this Calyrex KOs all but like 252 plus Incineroars, so you're going to be KOing 99% of Incineroars, if not more. Granted, Shadow Tag is absolutely busted, and being able to just completely beat your opponent on the lead is what makes this team so fantastic. So you have Calyrex to pair with it. You also have Life Orb Regieleki, which is one of the other big Dynamax targets for this team. You are mono electric coverage, which is whatever. You're going to get blanked by Volt Absorb, and you're going to get blanked by Lightning Rod. But if that's the case, you have other options on your team to be able to bring as well. I don't feel like Regieleki really needs a huge introduction. It's nothing really new. As well as this Feeny set. It's literally copy and paste Series 8 Feenies. You know, Calm Mind, Muddy Water, Moonblast, Protect. Nothing overly exciting there. It is one of your better answers against Amoonguss, so you don't just get put to sleep immediately. Having Misty Surge is a really big deal for this team. You aren't, like, obviously having, like, Urshifu and Tauros here means that you can prevent burns if that is something you're worried about, but for the most part, it's just, like, you don't want to be put to sleep. So being able to set Misty Terrain with Feeny, or even Dynamaxing Eleki and setting Electric Terrain just means that opposing Amoonguss loses a lot of value against you. You can also just KO it with like double Expanding Force into that slot. Let's see. Then we have Focus Sash, Dark Urshifu. Nothing really surprising here as well. This is just like copy and paste Series 5 Urshifu, and you know it just does its thing. And then probably the Mon that a lot of people are going to be really curious about is this Tauros. I kind of drew inspiration from Evan's old Tauros Colossal team in the way that like Tauros is played, but I wanted to be able to have an answer to opposing Calyrexes as well as like my own. I wanted to have more answers, I should say, while also being able to provide Intimidate support against opposing Zacians. So that led to either Incineroar, which is really boring and, you know, very common, or I could play Tauros because that's super cool and super unique, and that's more my style. It honestly came down to Tauros has very comparable bulk to Incineroar, but you also hit harder and you're way faster. So that is something that's really, really important when it comes to Tauros as opposed to Incineroar. Honestly, either could be fine in that slot. You could have like Assault Vest or Citrus Berry Incineroar in that slot, and it just also would be fine. I wanted Tauros here because it also provides another Dynamax target. Like you can just double edge your opponent to death and, you know, drop their speed, and now Tauros is one of the fastest things on the field. You know, being able to have base 110 speed. I believe this is just enough investments in speed to outpace base 101s. It's either 100 or 101. I can't remember off the top of my head. I built this team like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so Tauros here is 180 speed investment, which I believe gives you faster than base 100s. Past that, you're not really worried about outspeeding a ton past that. You then have a bunch of attack investment, and then the rest goes into HP just to give you a little extra bulk. You are Assault Vest, so you can live some special attacks if you need to. It might be more optimal instead of putting this into HP to put into defense, so you can live more hits from like opposing exhaustions. But I think strictly on the back of wanting to play this thing bulkier, you want it in HP so you can just live more hits in general. That could be incorrect, but I'm interested to play with this team. Seeing how today is officially the first, meaning that we are going to be jumping into a brand new ladder. I was too lazy to grind up the rest of the way into Master Ball last season, so we are going to be starting in tier 8, but you know, it's whatever. So let's get to it. Game number 1 is going to be firing up right now. All right, game number 1 is on its way. We have Sun. We have Sunroom with Kali Shadow. It's actually a really interesting team from our opponent. So Venusaur gets the 290. Calyrex with its Scarf gets the 303. So we do outspeed Venusaur here. So I think Calyrex is actually a really good lead. I'm actually leaning towards like Calyrex Urshifu, because if they do lead P2, we can just click like Expanding Force plus Close Combat into P2, and that should be enough to pick up the KO. If they lead like their own Calyrex, I can click Astral Barrage because I'll be faster than them and pick up the KO there. I want Tauros here just so I can intimidate down the Glastrier that I anticipate coming as well. And I think to round it out, I want Feeny just to prevent like potential Sleep Powder shenanigans coming out from this Venusaur. It also lines up well against like Torkoal, depending on which Urshifu form. I mean, honestly, it lines up well against both Urshifu forms. So yeah, let's do it. It's going to be P2 Urshifu of their own. Very interesting. So I think the play I like here, I'm anticipating a Sucker Punch into my Calyrex. So the play I'm going to make is I'm going to trick away their Eviolite, and I'm going to click Close Combat into their P2. Like, sure, I lose my Scarf, but, like, they're not really gonna get any kind of benefit off of it. One Eviolite, please. Oh, fantastic, man. Beautiful play here to start off the game. That is legitimately not something I've ever done before. I am so glad that that worked. Alright, they're going to bring out Venu here. I'm pretty okay with them doing that. I think they're going to now want to click Wicked Blow. Is that something I'm worried about? Do I want to Dynamax my... The problem is like, now that I don't have my Scarf, I'm actually going to be slower than Venusaur if they switch into Torkoal here. So I think the play I'm going to make, I'm going to Mind Storm into the Venusaur. I'm going to switch out into Feeny. I know I'm immediately taking away my terrain, but the thing here is I'm going to set Misty Terrain exactly so if they switch in, they can't Sleep Powder me. And then what's great is, because I'm going to Dynamax, hopefully I can live a Sucker Punch from the Urshifu, which will then let me set Psychic Terrain so that I don't have to worry about opposing Sucker Punches in the future. So if they don't Dynamax Venusaur here, that's really good for me. If they do, it's kind of whatever. Like, this is probably a Vine Lash into my Calyrex, but that's, like, fine? Wonder if they're Life Orb on Venusaur. Wonder if Dynamaxing Calyrex was even correct this game. I have Tauros in the back, so, like, Dynamaxing Tauros then takes away their weather. But, like, I'm pretty okay with this. I got to do something really cool this game, so, like, regardless of what happens, I feel like this game is a success. And there's going to be the Vine Lash. And it's going to be in the Calyrex, which takes approximately nothing. And now I'm going to Mindstorm you. I'm just going to do approximately 1 billion damage. So another play I could have made was Sucker Punch into the Venusaur. And I think the play I want to make this turn is I want to Quake their Torkoal. I think I want to Quake their Torkoal, and I want to Protect with Feeny, I think. I feel like I need to keep Feeny alive to deal with their Urshifu in the back. But I have my own Urshifu. And I have Tauros to intimidate them. I think protecting here is fine. And like setting up a Max Quake means that I just live more hits from this Venusaur. I'm gonna go for Max Ooze, presumably into Feeny. Feeny, you're absurd. Like, I know it was through Protect, but even still, that wouldn't have done basically anything to my Feeny. They're going to get their special attack boost, but now I'm going to get a special defense boost. So even if Torkoal lives here, it's whatever. It's not going to, because, you know, I'm modest max special attack Calyrex, who's now at +1. But that's besides the point. They can't Sucker Punch me because Psychic Terrain is up, so I don't have to worry about that. So I think the play now is they bring out their Urshifu. Really surprised Glassroot didn't come out here. But like, honestly, it doesn't line up particularly great. I think the mons they brought all made sense. Maybe they'll forget about Psychic Terrain. I can see Venusaur Max guarding this turn. I think the play I want to make is I want to Quake their Urshifu, and I actually want to switch Feeny out into Tauros so I can intimidate them. Getting an Intimidate off onto the Urshifu could be important, depending on what they go for here. Obviously, this Intimidate into Venusaur doesn't mean anything. I am protected by Psychic Terrain. Thank you, though. Vine Lash into my Tauros. Thanks to Assault Vest, we take that. So now Max Quake should put them down to Sash. And I am faster than your Urshifu, so you can't threaten me there. Urshifu is at +2 special defense, so I'm not threatened by Venusaur. Man, we took a +1 Vine Lash like it was no big deal. Tauros, you're insane. And I'm honestly fine letting Tauros go down here. Last turn of Vine Lash, 2 turns of Sun left. I'm going to click Astral Barrage because it KOs. And I'm going to click Earthquake because it KOs everything. Urshifu protects. That's completely fine. I'm going to take out my own Urshifu. My own Calyrex with an Earthquake here. But, like, I take your Venusaur out. So, like, whatever. JK LOL, Calyrex holds on. But we go down to Vine Lash. Okay, so they're going to get the double KO. But now I get to set up... Terrain. So now I can Sucker Punch their Urshifu. I mean, there's no way Urshifu KOs both of my Mons. So I actually think it's correct to go for Close Combat and Moonblast because those are all 100% accurate. And it doesn't matter what my opponent clicks, they can't KO both of my Mons this turn. The reason I want to go for Close Combat is because, like, if we are speed tied and they win the speed tie, then my Sucker Punch does nothing because they move before me. So if they click Sucker Punch, I click Sucker Punch. They move before me if they win the speed tie, and then I effectively do nothing this turn. So it is just 100% safe just to click Close Combat. Yeah, opponent concurs this game is over. But cool, super cool game. Getting to show off the trick tech immediately in turn 1. So I will take that. I would love to look at our opponent's team. Sash Urshifu, not really surprised by that. Specs Torkoal. Assuming they were going for an eruption there. Life Orb Cali. We outspeed you because we are Choice Scarf. With Encore. Very cool. Not actually something I knew Calyrex had access to. Koba Venu. They get to 272 speed. So you're still outsped by Eliki. And they actually aren't even max Dynamax candied either, so weakness policy Glastrier, not really surprised by anything here as well. And Tri-Attack Ally Switch. That's a move pool. I actually didn't even see what their download boost gave them for turn 1. But let's get paired up here for game number 2. There we go. What do we got, opponent? Kyogre, Charizard, Weezing. Really cool team, actually. How are they abusing Charizard? There's like no actual way for them to abuse Charizard on their team. They also don't have Tailwind, so like Calyrex is just fine. They do bring Weezing, that's fine. We actually don't get as one turned off, if I remember correctly, from neutralizing gas. I like Gothitelle here. I like Eliki, and I think I like Tauros. Tauros to intimidate down. Rillaboom and Ensign could be important. You could also see Feeny because it threatens Zard. It threatens Zard and Ensign, but it's also threatened a lot by their Eliki. And like we kind of wall Kyogre with Feeny. It's a really good incentive. Like, this leaves us pretty weak to Rillaboom, I think. So I think I want to bring Tauros here. Salt Vest Tauros is going to come in clutch. Alrighty, opponent. What do you got for me? Eliki Charizard. That's a lead. Alright, so I can make a super cool play, fake out the Eliki, and Max Quake it to pick up the KO on it. Unfortunately, that's going to make us slower than them if they Dynamax as well. But they can't switch out, so like if they burn their Dynamax now, that's pretty okay for us. If they Max Zard and I go for the Max Quake play, that actually works out really well for us. I could just click Astral Barrage and Helping Hand. That is a play I can make. Charizard's most likely Life Orb. I think I'm going to Max Quake the Eliki and fake it out. 1, don't protect. 2, don't Dynamax. Okay. This doesn't tell us anything because we're technically faster than the Eliki before we Dynamax. So if they do Dynamax it here, that we don't know yet. Show me Dynamax Charizard. Show me Charizard. Okay. I think this is pretty okay for us. Show me not protect Eliki. Alrighty. Oh, Billy. Do you think they're anticipating Max Quake Calyrex today? So now we're at +1 special defense with both of our Mons, which is absolutely huge. And we get a +1 special attack. We just calm-minded with Calyrex while also KOing them. Look how little that does! Oh, opponent. Show me Kyogre. Give me your Kyogre. I could actually see them protecting Charizard this next turn. Rillaboom. Okay, this is fine. I can go for Helping Hand and Max Mindstorm into the Charizard to pick up the KO on it and take away the terrain from the Rillaboom. This play goes really badly if they max guard with Charizard. I think they're behind enough where they have to pressure me with their Dynamax. Show me not max guard. Alright. This game has gone about as well as we could have anticipated. So now we take away the Rillaboom's terrain. We set Psychic terrain, so our expanding forces are going to do more. And now we're at +2. Calyrex is so dumb. And we get to have our third turn because we don't get KO'd. This is absurd. This team is so cool, guys. I absolutely love this team. They don't even bring out their Kyogre. So obviously I can Max Quake, but I don't think that does anything. What do I have in the back? Eliki and Tauros. I could just Phantasm into Rillaboom. No, because I can't Intimidate on the switch in because of Weezing. I think Weezing protects. So I'm just going to Mindstorm into Rillaboom. And click Expanding Force into the Rillaboom as well. Yeah. Alright, cool. No need to overthink the last turn of the game. Opponent is done. So, 2-0 to start the season. I feel like the plays we've made in both of these games have just snowballed us immediately. And I really could not ask for a better showing for this team to start the day. I would love to get one more in for today, so let's get to it. Alright, nice and quick turnaround in between the games. What are you bringing for me, opponent? Groudon with Umbreon. That's really annoying. This team's really annoying, to be 100% honest with you. Umbreon is actually a really good counter into Calyrex. It also lines up really well against Gothitelle because, like, one, my Gothitelle can't damage it, and two, it also is immune to Fake Out. So, like, it really lines up well against Goth. What I'm leaning towards, though, is Gothitelle plus Urshifu. This lines up really well against their Umbreon if they do lead it, which I think because I have Calyrex, they're going to want to. And then I can just, like, Helping Hand plus Close Combat into their Umbreon to KO it immediately. I think I want Feeny to be able to set Terrain, potentially Dynamax and take away the Sun as well. Like, Dynamax Feeny doesn't seem awful in this game. Same with Tauros. Max Tauros actually could be the play. So I'm leaning... I think I'm going to bring Tauros. I think I want to Dynamax Tauros here. And I'm going to bring Calyrex in the back just to clean up. Sure, let's do it. Groudon Venu. That is a lead from our opponent. I am leaning towards... So this sounds stupid, but I kind of want to Dynamax Gothitelle. Because this puts on a ton of pressure against their Venusaur. Let's do it. This is real. No, that's... No, let's not. Let's make smart plays. I'm doing it. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Obviously, they're going to Dynamax their Venusaur. I'm here for a good time, opponent. I don't care what you got going on. It's not cooler than this. Yep, Vine Lash into my Urshifu. Gonna not even put me to Sash. So I actually get to preserve the information that I'm Sash here. Get to fire off decent damage into their Groudon. They're going to Swords Dance, which is completely fine. When my Urshifu goes down, I'm going to switch into Calyrex. And then I can just fire off big expanding forces. Which is actually awesome because I Dynamax my Gothitelle, that means I'm actually going to be faster than the Venusaur because I have my Scarf. This game is so weird, but I think Dynamaxing Gothitelle is actually correct. This is bizarre. This game's so weird, man. And obviously they're going to attack with Venusaur because they anticipate being faster than Calyrex here. So I'm just going to just click the damaging moves. They can't switch out to change my terrain. So this should be a double KO. This might actually be a double KO for Calyrex. I love this team. It's so cool. Like, it's very, very hyper offensive, which is something I love. But, like, there have been so many lines today that, like, are just so absurd that I wouldn't anticipate doing these in any other matchup. Like, Dynamaxing my Gothitelle to set Psychic Terrain for my Calyrex. Like, sure, I burn a turn of my Dynamax because I don't have a target, but I got a double KO, so, like, sure. Oh, this is fantastic. Alright, opponent, what do you have in the back? Umbreon, that's actually really terrible for me. Because I don't have my check to it. That's actually absolutely terrible for me. So I'm going to click Max Strike into their Ensign, and I'm going to switch out into Tauros. The fact that I lost my Urshifu is actually really gonna affect us. Obviously Calyrex is fine because we have Mudshot in the back, but I think I actually should have gone for Max Strike into the Umbreon. Just to do a little more damage into it. Yeah, you did it, Gothitelle. You did damage. Yep, there's the Snarl. Not really surprised to see that come out. And also Snarl. No, just Foul Play. That's fine as well. That does a lot to Tauros, and that is scary. But now I can... What is the play I want to make this turn? I can Helping Hand... Helping Hand Double Edge? No, I wanted Helping Hand Rock Slide. This gives me a chance to flinch the Incineroar, which then obviously just blanks them. And like then I just get to do free damage into the Umbreon. Yeah, that's really good damage into Ensign. Yeah, they're gonna Flare Blitz. They're at -1, but this is in the sun. That is gonna be enough to KO my Tauros. But Foul Play actually shouldn't KO me because I'm at -1. And I have my Citrus Berry. And it's actually going to be just enough to keep me outside of Citrus Berry, but Vine Lash is actually going to trigger it for me. So what's good about this is I get to bring back in my... They're lefties. Okay. So I can go into Calyrex now. And does Helping Hand Mudshot deal with Umbreon? I don't think so. I think losing Urshifu is actually going to cost us this game. Like, obviously I can Mudshot and pick up the Ensign, but then I'm dead to Foul Play. Astral Barrage doesn't do enough here to either Bond to pick up a KO. I don't think Mudshot's going to be enough to KO the Umbreon. even after a... Yeah, I think I had to target down the ensign, but I'm pretty sure I lose this end game. Okay. KO there, not really surprised. Show me foul play into my Gothitelle for some reason. What? What? Opponent? I don't understand that at all. Why would you yawn? Obviously, you should protect this turn. Oh wait, no. Helping Hand is +5. They don't protect? Is it just because... Okay, yeah. I don't understand yawning the Gothitelle. Clearly, I haven't shown you anything that I can deal damage into your Umbreon. So, like, I don't know why you wouldn't just foul play to, like, play around this end game. Like, obviously, Mudshot was not going to be enough to KO there. But I think them yawning... I don't think it really mattered. I think we got to do some really cool things in all the games today, even if we did end up losing this last one. But, you know, I'm pretty okay with that. I'm pretty okay with a 2-1, especially playing such a very unique team. So let's throw up this rental code one time for you all. Make sure you go pick it up. Once again, shout out to Poppy for putting this team together. And more importantly, everyone, if you've made it this far, then obviously you're a fan of the channel. So if you're interested in supporting us, make sure you check out the website, lrlessons.com. We actually have a merch page up now, so you can actually go check out t-shirts, stickers, coffee mugs. We got all kinds of stuff up there on the website now. So please go check that out if you're interested. It really does help us. And that's going to be it, everyone. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later this week with some more Littlleroot lettering. Have a good one, everyone. Peace.